Welcome back to the Finance Corner. So we got a live trading session today. Today is Wednesday, September 25th at 9:30 open. I should have been up a little bit earlier. But anyways, what's going on? We are back. We are back for another week. So some updates from last week since the last time I streamed. I was actually able to successfully get my account to live status, and we're in a small floating profit now. So now it's just all about managing risk and not doing stupid shit. Not doing stupid shit. So yeah, we're back for our trading session, and I'm in an ETH trade here right now. I'm gonna explain a little bit why I have that position. But first things first, I want to see if there's any news coming out. We got 10 a.m. new home sales and crude oil. Oil, I was bullish on. I remember we had some developments with the war, and I thought that was going to be a bullish catalyst for oil, to be honest, but it hasn't been moving yet. Hasn't been moving yet. Um, so let's take a look at some price action first, see what's going on, and then map out some ideas. Gold is like, shout out to people who trade gold, because yeah, you're having a great day. So we got the VIX relatively calm, coming down. That looks like the market is doing pretty healthy. Let's take a look at these indexes now, shall we? So, put our handy dandy indicator open. We've been trading higher ever since London opened here. On S&P, same thing for Dow Jones and the Nasdaq. So London open looked like may have provided some opportunities. I wonder what today is going to be like. It really just looks like it could be going up though, because it's like if I take away all these lines here, I mean, it looks like reverse head and shoulders pattern. Shoulder, got another head, shoulder right here. So we could just be going higher, and it would make sense because that is really the market trend for now. Ever since we got the release that Fed is going to cut, they started their interest rate cut. The market likes that stuff, so it pays to be a bull right now. Pays to be a bull, but we don't trade, or at least I don't trade directly at the open. So I like to wait for some price action to play out. But I just wanted to see exactly what we were looking at, what we were working with for the day. Because one thing I do need to be comfortable with is just like when nothing happens or when I don't get the price action I'm looking for, it's okay to just not trade and just not take a position. Because I think when we're in this trading game, it's all about being in the long run. It's all about how long can we stay in the game. Because every now and then we will hit these home runs and they will do nice things for our account, but trying to do that shit every day is stress on stress. Drinking my hot ass coffee right now. Let me see. I should have where's the chat box? Alright, now we gotta go all the way back. Live. Is there any way to check the chat box? I would have an OBS. I don't know why it's not showing it now. Maybe if I just go to the actual link, just watch the chat box from there. Shareable link up to clipboard. Okay, cool. I just want to see the chat box. All right, I think we're good. All right, so we can refer back to that anytime we get a comment or something. So, all right, let me mute this. All right, so we've been interesting. We've been moving kind of interesting on the dollar here. I thought we were going to have a Wyckoff accumulation or distribution pattern and basically consolidate in here. And we're kind of moving away from that, unless we get some price action that moves us significantly back into the zone. That would definitely tell me that we're definitely gonna be in a Wyckoff accumulation. If somehow we just get right back into the zone here. Let's take a look at these things. Yen. So yen looks like it's reacting off of this imbalance here, but really I have these low resistance lows down here. I believe that yen is bearish. The yen itself should be bearish enough to get down in here, which will bring foreign currencies up and higher. Oh yeah, I guess I can review a trade real quick that I did take on EJ. It's actually a really good trade. Um yeah, it's actually a really good trade. So while we wait for some price action to develop, let's do that. And then I'll talk about the ETH trade. So here, as you can see, I bought EJ at around 222, exited at 747. So let me explain what I was looking at. That is here. Okay. So the reason why I entered this trade on EJ is really mostly because I know that the yens are bearish, so the yen pairs will be bullish, right? So I usually trade GJ, but the reason why I did EJ today is because of relative strength. So when we go over to the chart on Euro GBP, we can see that overall we have been trending down significantly on this pair here. So that's going to affect all these other pairs that start with Euro and GBP. So basically, we have been selling off really bad or really hard, which means we've had a weak Euro the whole time. So a weak Euro means you would want you would want to long the GBP because the GBP is stronger. But notice how I took a kind of a counter trend trade. I noticed that on this 1 hour chart, right, when you zoom in a little bit, we sold off and we actually started printing higher points. So you see that we have this nice double bottom here. So this is also a form of liquidity, but we didn't actually focus on that. We actually focused on this double top. So double top, double bottom, this is an area where we can expect a potential market reversal. So that's really kind of where I put my money. I seen that we did breach this equal highs up here, so that gave me the idea that all right, we're gonna really be going bullish because Euro GBP is not the most volatile asset. So the fact that it's been moving down like this pretty fast means that this pattern has been, or this trend has been in play for a very long time. So when I know, or when I seen that it hit this liquidity, I didn't get the idea that automatically it was going to reverse and it hit that liquidity. The reason for that is also because of the speed of the candles. Because if you see how it hit it, we kind of just barely like, just gradually traded up in there. So I was just like, all right, we're actually bullish, and then we're staying above the EMA. So I said that if we're bullish on Euro GBP, then I would want to be buying EJ. So that's essentially what I did here. That is essentially what I did here, because now if you go into the 15-minute, I noticed this imbalance here. So you can see the market has been, did its pattern, reversal pattern right here, broke down, retest, and then it started breaking down here, right? So we're in a clear downtrend here. But notice what happens here. We actually get the structure shift. We start taking out previous highs and printing imbalances to the upside. And then I see we got a pullback and then started breaking higher. So really I was just paying attention to anywhere in like this imbalance area to see if we can get any type of pullbacks into it. But I noticed that, I don't know, you can call it kind of chasing, but because I expected a pullback into here, but we didn't necessarily get that. So once I seen, I think it was this candle. I wanted to pull back deeper into the imbalance here, but I seen that this happened, and then notice another thing that I was doing was comparing EJ and GJ. So look at the price action from here. We got the structure shift. Look at the pullback, higher high. See, observe that we got the structure shift here. Same thing, but we actually made a lower high. So that is relative strength 101 right there, because that is really the reason why I bought EJ instead of GJ. Because if I bought this, I mean, it depends on where you make your entry, because I could have set a limit here, and maybe you call this an institutional candle, and then maybe you enter off of this. And then you also have a psychological number here. So it's like, it's really not a bad thing if you only wanted to trade GJ, but I actually focused my attention on EJ. So as you can see, I entered around, I think it was 222. So basically on this imbalance candle coming down, candle coming down, yeah, around here, I noticed this imbalance. So there, this is pretty much what I was looking at. This it's kind of like a sweep of liquidity on a very short time frame. So we got low, high, lower low, push, and then we come back, and then we retested this imbalance, and we retested the EMA right here, and that was pretty much the entry. The issue was, or the hardest part was figuring out where to get out, because I actually held this trade overnight while I slept, which I don't usually like doing that, but when I have a trade that I feel pretty confident in, I don't mind doing it. But one thing I did was I noticed for sure we should at least get to above these highs here. So I said we should at least get to above these highs, because that is where resting liquidity is. So let's just see how this played out. So we had a beautiful trade right there. A beautiful trade. Overall, I think it was probably like, where's my entry point? Entry point is 160.50. So yeah, about here. My stop loss, I think I put it to 160.10, and then I got out at 161.52. So yeah, I basically just wanted to target a psychological number above that liquidity zone here. So around here. So this is what we were looking at. Did a nice 1 to 2.5 risk reward ratio. Very nice trade. And then we're done with it and we're on to the next one. On to the next one. All right, how's the indexes trading now? And then I'll talk about my ETH trade very shortly. Okay, so this is interesting. We got a triple top scenario, and the market reacted off of it. It hit up into that area, and now we are reacting. Okay. Right now, I'm seeing signs of a sell-off. What about Nasdaq? Couldn't breach the highs. And Dow Jones, I think, is already given his price action. So, yep. I think that's an all-time high as well. So this would make sense if we actually get some profit taking and we get a pullback. Yeah, this is all-time highs. Today we made all-time high for Dow Jones. All right, this is interesting. Let's see anybody in the chat. This is very interesting. Wow, I need to actually get more sleep. Should have went to sleep a little bit earlier because I should not be tired even with all this caffeine. But all right, no trades yet. No trades yet. I want to know for sure like where we're going because we could have a nice sell-off today. Or maybe not even a nice sell-off. It could be like a temporary sell-off. But we've definitely been trending to the upside, so it doesn't make much sense to try to predict a sell-off. I'd rather it show us that we're gonna do that. But yeah, this looks interesting though. I mean, maybe we'll have a potential setup for 10 o'clock if this expands. So if this decides, let me get rid of this tool. If this decides to keep expanding to the downside, creating that imbalance, maybe taking out this low here, then yeah, we can expect some type of pullback for 10 o'clock and maybe play that. Maybe play that. All right, what's new on Wall Street Journal? Justice Department sues Visa, alleges illegal monopoly on debit card payments. Oh yeah. I mean, and this is interesting too because it's like I seen don't isn't you can check all of your credit card or debit cards and like I'm pretty sure all of them will be from Visa. So maybe the Justice Department is onto something here. Maybe. I wonder how. Yeah, so they're going to be down. Anytime a company gets hit with a big lawsuit like this, they take a nice pullback. They take a nice hit because nobody likes uncertainty, fear, uncertainty, and doubt. Did they make this the main article? Yeah, they made this the main article. Largest card network in U.S. blocked rivals through payments and higher fees levied on merchants. Oh, they blocked rivals through payments and higher. Oh, that's crazy. I could have swore this number just changed. I was gonna say, wasn't it down 5%? Visa operates the largest card network in this since many consumers' daily payments, providing the infrastructure that debit and credit card payments run on. Case underscores the essential nature of Visa's platform. Consumers have moved further away from cash in favor of card payments. Interesting. Visa has monopolized the debit card market for the past 12 years. Share transactions high. Visa punished merchants by levying higher fees if they routed some transactions to another card network. Consumers are also losers from the arrangement because card fees can prompt merchants to recoup the cost by raising prices for goods and services. Makes sense. Makes sense. And it's crazy. Anytime a company or a business gets hit with any type of fee or tax or anything, it usually gets passed down to the consumers. Visa has unlawfully amassed the power. Unlawful conduct. Interesting. I'm not going to read this whole thing, but interesting. Google in the AI race. 2.7 billion to bring back an AI genius who quit in frustration to overspending on AI. Google's pricey reunion with Naum Shazir. No, now, now, Noam, Naum, Noam, 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 Naum, 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 Noam Shazir. It's a nice name. Um, Wait, they paid him $2.7 billion? Oh, I thought they to one. Wait. Google wrote character a check for 2.7 billion. Hold on, let me read this. At a time when tech companies paying high, so Google's deal to rehire was left under the dust. Co-author seminal research paper that kicked off the AI boom. Shazir quit Google in 2021 to start his own company after research giant refused to release a chatbot he developed when the startup character. Oh, that startup that he built is called Character AI began to flounder. His old employer swooped in. Hmm. Okay. That's okay. That's pretty cool. See, it's always a great thing hearing a nice business success story. So the guy was working for Google, and then he said, "You guys don't appreciate me," and he went and started out his own company that's actually began to do really well. And now Google had to come and spin the block and was just like, yeah, here's this check for $2.7 billion, bro. I'm sorry, bro. According to people with the knowledge of the deal, official reason for the payment was to license his technology. But the deal included another component. Shazir agreed to work for Google again. Within Google, Shazir's return is widely viewed as the primary reason the company agreed to pay the multi-billion-dollar licensing fee. I mean, it makes sense. The guy built some shit that was going to overtake you and like make you lose the AI race. But whether tech giants are overspending in the race to develop cutting edge AI, which some believe will define the future of computing. Great person in that space. Wow. Paid the man, or not paid him directly, but paid his company or bought out his company $2.7 billion. Wow. Wow. All right. Anything new here? Mm, Nothing new here yet. Oh, okay. We're getting some developments. So bullish. Oh, wow. All right. All right. It's becoming a day that we probably just gonna stay the fuck out the market because Nasdaq have doing its completely own thing while the Dow is actively going. That's pretty funny. The Dow is actively going down, Nasdaq actively going up, and the S&P somewhere in the middle. Let me look at the Nasdaq. How is it trading? Okay, we got mostly green names. So these are the top 10 weighted stocks in the Nasdaq, and it's mostly green names. Okay, Nvidia is probably what's leading the charge right now. Definitely, definitely, definitely. Nvidia and Meta, because those are Meta is in the Dow Jones, but Nvidia is not in the Dow, so that's probably why. It makes sense. So you can look at the Dow Jones top 10. So you see we got Apple, Microsoft, Chevron, but more red names. So one, two, three, four red names, six green versus the Nasdaq has eight green, two red. All right. So we got some divergence going on. Divergence for me, especially on an intraday basis like this for the indexes, it just means like stay away, bro. I hate trading the indexes when they're not all doing the same thing. I mean, I guess from a macro perspective, from a higher time frame perspective, it makes sense that the Nasdaq is going to be coming higher though because we have so much more room to get back to all-time highs when you compare it to something like S&P and US 30. Okay, so that makes sense. But I mean, we have to know that we're going to be bullish for the day though. So I'd like to know that the VIX is going to end somewhere lower. And there's no way to know that. No way to know that. Get rid of some of this zones. So the VIX is moving down though. That's good. So, all right, if anything, I know that I want to be paying attention to the NASDAQ for a position. I know I want to be trading NASDAQ for a position. Here, let me send out this link. All right. Whoa. Whoa. So we got a nice little move here. I think 10 a.m. is the first report. All right. Yeah, we got the first report and sell off, pullback. I don't think I'd be willing to take a trade on it though. So we have what could be a tiny ass, or looks like a tiny ass institutional candle that the market is responding to. Something tells me this is not gonna hold though. I could be wrong. I could be wrong because if we just look at how we've been trading throughout the day, I was gonna say that is not London. This is London. Okay, but yeah. So compared to yesterday and today's price action, so we did absolutely nothing yesterday, and then we took out this high, took out the all-time high, and then we just started trading lower. So to me, it doesn't look like a very bullish scenario because we took liquidity from the all-time highs and then we came back down with some speed. So maybe we can get maybe like a pullback to here and start creating lower highs, and then depending on how we get back to here, maybe that can be a position for a sell. Go ahead and set an alert. I want to look at oil. I really believe oil is gonna have some opportunities for us, just because of everything going on with the war. Like things can change in the matter of like a day or a weekend. And to me, we have just been like, we are low key bullish. To me, this is a structure shift. To me, this is a structure shift. So, previous liquidity, right? Market sweeps that, and then we actually form a reversal pattern here. So you see short-term lows. We sweep that, and now we have permission to start trading higher and making new highs in that direction. So the only thing though is just about finding the ideal entry, and that's why I have this um, alert here. Because if we do get a pullback to this imbalance, I know for sure that that is a good entry. But one thing I'm noticing is that we are bouncing off of this institutional candle. So maybe we could just be trading higher. But if smart money is going to be at play, they, depending on if we have a nice catalyst or not, they probably will want to bring it back down in here before breaking higher. So that's just gonna be a matter of patience. I'm gonna try my best not to buy any of these short term, because I believe we can get like a nice swing position on it. Maybe hold it for like back up to like 73 or some shit. Is there any volume? That's one of the indicators that I should use a little bit more. But I tend not to because, I mean, it really doesn't matter. But it does give you hints sometimes. Like, see, I think this is where we have the short term lows. You can see that volume was spiked in this area. Yeah, we had much higher volume spike right here where we actually had the lows versus all this other price action. So I actually think that we could get a pullback then. Maybe we could get a pullback into here. This is the volume area that they use to set it off from here. So yeah, I'm gonna leave that right there. Leave that right there. I will talk about my ETH position. So yeah, we're holding an ETH trade right now. Um, we got some pretty big parameters, but I'm expecting a bullish move on crypto in the next coming weeks. I really think that crypto. I feel like crypto has been quiet for the past couple weeks, or really the past like all summer. So crypto has just like been quiet. We really didn't get. I expected a much bigger move on Bitcoin over the summer, and I think I guess because of like the halving and everything. I don't know. I just thought that there was gonna be a little bit more volatility on it. So let's do this analysis real quick. So this is the Bitcoin chart. But I want to compare the two because I bought ETH instead of Bitcoin because I think ETH is trading a little bit higher. ETH is trading with more conviction to the upside. So just kind of look at it visually. We have been trading lower. ETH has been weaker ever since like for let's see, from like here to like here. ETH has been trading weaker. As you can see, we're still kind of lower in between that area. But the reason why I went and bought this ETH instead of Bitcoin, let me show you. So really, I'm just paying attention to the like how we're trading, and especially since we got the Fed decision. So we got the Fed decision on this day here, Wednesday 18th, and that's kind of where we got the breakout. So this candle kind of determined the trend that we were gonna do for the next couple days, because if the Fed, like if they cut interest rates only by maybe 25, maybe that would have continued the downtrend, and instead of this being an up candle, maybe this could have been started printing lower, because we have been trending down. We literally have been trending down, you know. So but when it comes to an important decision like that day, I think that kind of shifted the momentum of the market. I could be wrong, but I think it shifted the momentum to the market. And basically, with cutting interest rates by 50 basis points, it is very good for high risk assets and speculative assets like crypto. And that is pretty much the reason for this trade. So I'm expecting a bigger move. I'm expecting the market to kind of like price in, I guess, future bets, or just really, start giving us that price action that we're looking for. But it's gonna take a matter of time. Like I'm not sure how long. So that's why I kind of gave this trade some room. But when it comes into the actual entry for it, I was stalking this trade since yesterday. So I observed that we have a nice down candle here, institutional candle, and I see that the market on Tuesday yesterday kind of was respecting it. So we came down, we hit it, we bounced off of it. That is what gave me the idea to enter today, because I figured that if we can just bounce off of that again and just start trading higher, then we don't need to come down for these lower objectives. Like we don't need to come down for this imbalance, or even this imbalance. You know, so it's just based off the fact that the market should have found support already. And yeah, I think that there's more potential for Ethereum to come higher. I think there's more potential. All right. So that is that trade. Let me see some price action. So yeah, we're coming higher now. So there was no pullback or anything though at 10 o'clock. The only entry really is here at 940 if you bought that. But It's kind of that's a kind of a contrarian move for me. US 30 is just ugly. But okay, it looks like we are bouncing off of this 15-minute though, where the London Open was. Oh, nope. This is the pullback I was talking about. This is the pullback I was talking about. So we fill in the imbalance. So on 10 o'clock, we fill in the imbalance from any of these 9:30 candles or 9:45, and then we continue in that direction to probably the next liquidity zone, maybe like here. Now the question is, am I willing to take this trade? It's kind of late. Hmm. Um, maybe if we get some more price action, because it kind of expanded already without me. Let me see. Let me put this. All right, so we found something to stock. Found something to stock. The only thing I don't like is it's the fact that the Nas is going higher. If if the Nasdaq was showing signs of wanting to turn around, then I would be more prepared to take this short. But Nasdaq doesn't show us that yet. But we are coming lower on this. I don't want a shitty entry. 50 pips stop loss. 50 points. It's a big stop loss on US 30. But I mean, you need stuff like that. You need a decent size stop loss. I don't want to chase that. I don't want to chase that. But let's see if our idea plays out though, because basically I was saying that we could get some type of pullback at 10 o'clock. I didn't know exactly where, and it's really not clear because I don't see any imbalance or anything like why we pulled back to this specific area. I couldn't tell you. I think that's it. I think it's just the simple fact that the imbalance. We just came to clean up that imbalance right here. Yeah, but essentially, I mean, yeah, we mapped out this idea. I just wasn't ready for it. Just was not ready for it. So like, let's say you actually did catch somewhere up here, and then put a stop loss. Like that's pretty big. Maybe like 30, 35 to 40 points, and then you target. Let's see if it hits target though, because it's not just that low. I want it to hit this liquidity down here, and maybe the psychological number of 120. But not look at that. Nasdaq is going higher. See, it's always a good thing, or it's never a bad thing to just not trade though when you see days like this, because the indexes are generally made up of the same shit, like the same same top five stocks are all across the board, like Apple, Amazon, Microsoft, Tesla, and Google and Meta. Those stocks are in the same thing. Apple, Microsoft, Chevron, Procter and Gamble, Coke, so, slightly different, and then the same thing for the S&P. So the indexes really should move the same, generally the same. So when they move different or completely different, like in opposite directions, like today, that's when you know that like there's some divergence that it's really not worth. It really couldn't isn't worth like trying to predict which one will go which way. It's much easier to just when they're in harmony, just trade the stronger or the weaker one. That's what I've noticed in my experience. Let's see, like S&P, it's like somewhere in the middle. It's probably see, it's not even showing signs of selling off. Not even showing signs of selling off. It's like with Nas. Um, let's see gold. We need gold price action, and then we also have a news releasing at 10:30 for oil. We're gonna check that out. So yeah, gold. And what can we say about this? There's not much to say about this except that we've just been bullish and that like we're going higher. But even on a smaller time frame, I mean, it looks like maybe we could get some type of like sell off, but it's not even. I don't think it would be going far. If anything, it might just be going to any look at these liquidity points, like right here, but then completely immediately reverse. Like gold is actively in new price discovery mode. So to take a short on this would really be foolish. And also, I want to point out one way you can see that gold is going to be even more bullish. And, we're saying that mostly based off the technical analysis, but let's go ahead and take a look at the bar chart for the open interest of these large speculators. So, yeah, right here, the legacy commitment to traders report shows you the open interest of different futures positions. So if you can see gold, let's just look at how open interest. Excuse me. Yeah, let's see how open interest has been um, giving out data for the past couple weeks. If this thing will load. Okay, where are we at? Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. So you can see, and this goes back pretty damn far. So you go back even to like, what does it look like? So we're paying attention to gold here, right here, all the way back from April 30th. No way, my computer wants to freeze up now. No way, my computer wants to be slow now. Anyways, uh, it was trading so nicely. Anyways, gold has been extremely bullish, but we can see that since what was it, April 30th? Yep, which is on the Tuesday here. Nothing but a steady uptrend. But observe how open interest confirms that yes, we're in an uptrend, but the uptrend is only going to get even stronger because open interest has been steadily increasing ever since April 30th. So we have an uptrend and then we have open interest increasing on that uptrend. So this is the report for the large speculators, but these are people who really have a lot of money that are able to affect the market. So that's why they're in here. But you can see that it's just increasing, increase, increase all throughout this time. 254,000, 285, 73, 46, 238. Small pullback, and then going right back to increasing it. 267, 291, all the way up until we have this 52-week high point that was printed last week. So it makes sense that the price action is following this trend, because we've only been seeing large speculators increase open interest throughout this time. So that's just a quick like fundamental use of the commitment of traders report when it comes to analysis. But let us look back at our paper trade. I think it's moving in our direction now. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I wish I took that trade. About to hit target, and even if it's just 4 pips away like this, if I was in it, I would just close it. I don't even let the market edge me like that anymore. Nice, 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 nice. We found a nice paper trade. How was the yens looking? There we go. Target would have been smashed. So it looks like I really got out EJ at the right time, because this looks like it wants to see some profit taking and some pulling back. I'm not here for it. And then we got, what is it? Oil coming up in like 8 minutes. So I was gonna be paying attention to that. And then let's see, how's ETH looking. Yeah, this 15-minute chart is ugly. I don't know why. It's just disgusting. I mean, this is more of a swing trade. So I know I'm not a swing trader, and like, I'm really not a swing trader, but there's certain times where it's necessary to position yourself for a longer term trade. Or really, it's about giving yourself time to have an analysis play out. Because most of the time I'm trading the indexes or gold or something like that, which they move a lot. So you can find a target within a few hours or whatever. But not to say that crypto doesn't move. It's just that I have an idea for it to get to somewhere, but that somewhere is pretty far, you know. So I need to give it time. I need to give it time to be able to get up into that area, and in order to do that, you got to have a decent stop loss, a decent size stop loss. So, yep. Where's my stop loss? Stop loss is, yep, below, are basically around these wicks here. Because one thing I also another reason why I thought it was a good time to enter this is because I observed, especially based on the daily candle that we were looking at, this is the 1 hour chart. I observed that we had this first bounce here off this daily institutional candle, but then we really had a sweep of liquidity, and then we broke higher. So that was kind of gave me the idea, like, all right, maybe we can buy in this area, and then my stop loss is down here below this low, just in case we do decide to take out this low. So, I think it's a pretty good position. I think it's a pretty good position, but it's just gonna be some time. We'll probably get some moves for it before the week is out. Probably get some moves for the week is out. But basically, I'm expecting it to go to about 3,000. It's been a while since we've seen ETH that was at 3,000. So that is the what I'm really going to be trying to take advantage of. Let's look at oil. Okay, so oil did pull back a little bit for this hour into what I would call this institutional candle. All right, so peep the order flow we actually got going on. So we have imbalance, and you know that this is important imbalance because this is what led to a higher high being created. Okay, now we have this imbalance, and then we have wicks in this imbalance, meaning price does not really want to stay in this area. Okay, and I'll combine that with, again, what looks like an institutional candle that we're pulling back into, and then maybe we can get a nice move on it, especially with this news catalyst that we have coming up in a couple minutes. So I'm going to be paying attention to this, and then look at US 30 just doing the thing. But again, it was very hard to, like, I don't like trading it when like one index is going one way, the other index is going the completely opposite. Like we anticipated a sell off, but I didn't have the confidence to enter it. It is what it is. It's about longevity. It's about longevity. But I'm gonna be right back. Gotta use the bathroom. I will be right back. All right, we're back. All right. Um, we got 18 seconds. We're gonna send out a tweet, but let me watch this price action. Let's watch this price action. Yep, there it is. Bullish. I'm wondering if I want to take a scalp. Hmm. Let me see. Oh, wrong list. This. Hmm. High volume on it. It's a pullback. Yeah, I'm gonna take it. The thing is, I have to determine where my stop loss is. 70. Hold on. Hmm. 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 So you got the data, and then they absorbed it. Maybe. All right. I think we gotta watch. Well, we gotta watch 1 minute price action. With the way that it's trading right now, I think really what I want to see two scenarios. I think I want to see it come back down into here, like right here. And that could be the entry. I was just gonna say, or we have to start trading higher now. We're kind of trading higher now. All right, what's my stop loss? 70. Put it underneath that low, so 69.98. 69.98. I feel like this wouldn't be a bad risk. Let me think. Started printing. I mean, the structure looks good though. The structure looks good though. I'm not gonna lie. Um, okay, we're getting that pullback actually. I said I wanted to pull back basically to this area again. Mm, all right, took the short-term low. Do we trade back higher with conviction? Do we pull back into the zone? Interesting. That's the biggest part about trading too. Being patient, really waiting for exactly what you want to look for. So it looks like we're coming back up with conviction. Because one thing I want you guys to notice is when how news affects the market. You see these candles. You notice how they're much bigger than all the candles to the left. That's how you know that smart money's at play. That's the buy. All right, we're gonna go for it. I could risk a little bit more, like a 0.5 risk or a 0.5% risk. We think. hold on, before I should establish a target first. I think any of these liquidity points, 100, 100 is not bad. It looks good on this chart. All right, we're gonna go for it. All right, and then we're targeting, get rid of this. I want it to come back to anywhere between here, maybe like 71.48. That's not bad. It's a little bit over a 1 to 2 risk reward. I'll take it. I'll take it. So that is the one trade that I guess we'll be running. Wait, where's the stop loss? I feel like that should be lower. To like right here, 58. But to be honest, the way that this idea is based off of, we shouldn't trade. Yeah, I'm gonna put it a little bit lower. We shouldn't have to trade this low based on this idea. Or I know if we do trade this low, then I'm just wrong because this idea is based off. This is a pullback idea. Let's see, we're targeting right here. So yeah, this is a pullback idea because we already kind of like mitigated out of this area. Where is it? So you see we got a low, created the low here, and we're getting a reaction. And now, my idea is just based on hopefully just doing that. Bounce off of this institutional candle here, creating a higher low, and then continuation to attack liquidity to the upside. So yeah. And that'd be a pretty good trade. A little bit over a 1% gain. You cannot complain with that. Cannot complain with that. Have some good coffee. All right. How's our paper trade? Did it continue expanding? Basically, yeah. We could have milked a little bit more out of it. I want to tweet this out real quick. Anticipated this sell-off to live. Anticipated a US30 sell-off on anticipated sell-off US30 sell-off on live. But didn't trade it because massive divergence. Indexes this morning. Massive indexes this morning. Quality over quantity. All right, and it looks like we're getting a reversal on it. Yeah, we're getting a reversal on this. Nas pulled back, filled in some imbalance. Now it's going immediately higher. How is oil doing? And that is what we love to see. That is what we love to see. Pressing buttons on the live. See, now it's just a matter of breaking these highs and eventually getting to my target. Let's see. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Ski. Yeah. I mean, hey, what more can we do? What more can we say? Like, you heard it here, folks. You seen it right here. I mapped out the idea. I mapped out the risk. Mapped out the potential target. And now, this is the hardest part, though. The hardest part about trading is patience. Patience for waiting for your position, and then patience while you're in your position and waiting for it to hit target. See, now is when we, excuse me. Whoa. But now is when we would employ risk management techniques. So, yeah, like break evens and maybe even like moving up stop loss. I think my stop loss is like right here anyway. But yeah. So that's what we want to see. So just observe again on the 1 minute chart how this looked. Because it looked like bullshit, to be honest. And remember, so we got our initial news right here at 10:30. This brought us higher. But I was skeptical about it because although it looks like we're just going to go higher right here, I feel like we need to sweep some type of liquidity because that's what the market does. Like price always looks for a catalyst to go in the opposite direction. So if price couldn't find the liquidity to go higher at this point, that makes sense that we had to go lower. Now, I was expecting it to go lower down into here, but a sweep is a sweep because we are still getting favorable price action. We got the short-term low, the sweep of that low, and then we started breaking higher. So it is favorable price action for now, which means, patience. Patience on holding this trade. That might be the only trade I take today though. We could have took that US 30 to the downside, but it was one of the more riskier trades. Just because we know that everything is bullish right now, so like why would we take a sell side position? But not only that, it was a massive divergence in the Nasdaq just printing higher versus the US 30 printing lower. So it's like, which one is right? Which one is right? And then also the VIX has been trading lower ever since. So that's another reason why it's like that trade on the US 30 really was not high probability. I wouldn't consider it high probability. It worked out, but I wouldn't consider it high probability. Like we've been trading lower on the VIX ever since. And when the VIX goes lower, the market tends to go higher. So, the fact that US 30 kind of ignored all the signals, it didn't follow NASDAQ, it didn't go higher when the VIX went lower. Yeah. But the trade worked out if you took it or if I took it. But yeah. I mean, we still found something, so there's nothing to complain about. And that's the thing about trading. There's a lot of times where you'll just not find anything. You could be sitting and watching price action for like 2 hours and like nothing. But to be honest, it's all worth it. It's all worth it because right now I'm about to make, or I'm looking to make, like $600 from this oil position, which I mean that's some people's paycheck in a week, and I'm doing it in like maybe an hour or two, depending on how long I'm in this trade. But so yeah, man, I think that let's see if it moves up to because now we have to employ some risk management techniques. Once it gets back above this high here, I want to move up my stop. So once it gets back up here, I'm gonna move up my stop to way less, like right here, right below these wicks, to take some risk off the table. But I wanted to move a little bit higher first. I like how ETH is just doing absolutely nothing. Like seriously. What about Bitcoin? No, they're all just doing absolutely nothing. I'm surprised they didn't even move at all though this morning. I'm actually kind of surprised. Like it's not like a huge mover, but crypto or at least Bitcoin and Ethereum, the big movers of crypto, they have been trading alongside equities and the indexes. So I mean, I guess it makes sense. The indexes didn't really do much except for US 30. Yeah. But all right, yeah. That is the idea for ETH though, guys. Let me map it out a little bit more. Our entry is like right here. Stop loss. It's a little bit lower. I'm gonna be running this position. And then the target is 2960. So we're looking at a potential 1 to 5 scenario on ETH. And I'd love to for oil to hit target on stream just so I can like flex on niggas. But I just gotta see. The stream is gonna be coming to an end about 10 minutes though. But till then we can still just observe what's been going on. So yeah, actually it's a great thing for me to get out this EJ position. Because I was really thinking about if it can go higher because if you look at this daily chart here, we have a lot of potential. And if you remember on the yen, I was looking at this low resistance to get back into. So yeah, there's a lot of potential. Like that's like another 200 pips, So, but I wasn't sure if we were gonna get some type of pullback during New York session. So yeah, it is great that I actually did take get out of there because yeah, this observe the structure. Like we reached the high, reached a resistance point, and we started trading a little bit. But observe how the market always goes higher before it goes lower. That's the structure shift right there. And this is the retest. And then we break down. And it's a retest because it bounced off of this institutional candle here. Institutional candle, again, the candle that breaches into liquidity. And you want to mark off the open of that candle. See how price came right back into it and then continued breaking down. Yeah. So that's bearish structure. Well, another thing you can look at is here. And maybe we have found support. Maybe. But nothing to take a position based off of. Look at the dollar. How's the dollar been trading? Yeah. Yep, this is what I was anticipating. Now, depending on how high we get back, but like if we get back into the zone, oh yeah, bro. We're going to be playing in this zone for a long time. If we get back into here, yeah, bro, expect all types of sweeps and highs and lows. We're gonna be in the zone for a while if we do get back in here. Any comments? Nope. All good. All right. I mean, we'll eventually get to the point where we'll have an audience in here. We get to communicate with people because that'll definitely make it more fun. Any like significant articles? China-linked hackers breach U.S. internet providers in the new Seoul Typhoon cyber attack. At least. Oh, really? Some more war developments. Live. Dow falls. Nasdaq rises. We were just trading this. Oh, Micron earnings after close today. Yeah, look at the divergence though. Dow completely lower, Nas completely higher, S&P somewhere in the middle. So yeah, yesterday Nasdaq had a lot of potential. It looks like. Aw, damn, we're in drawdown. Damn. Hold on. Yeah, Nasdaq looks like I had the most potential out of all of them yesterday. Yeah, very big reversal. And it looks like they're coming higher. Actually, yeah, it looks like Dow Jones and stuff. They're all recovering. This looks good. Um, so right now, depending on how much this candle displaces, this could be a potential institutional candle for a future reference point. Oh, this is old. All right, let me get rid of some of this stuff. Yeah, I don't need this alert anymore. How is this looking? Oh, maybe it can still displace. It can still displace higher because it looks like it wants to go higher just because this is an engulfing candle on this 5-minute chart here. Took out previous candles low, and then we closed above. We didn't close with the body above it, but we closed with the wick above the higher candle. So that shows that we could be done with this area to the downside. Now we might be seeking liquidity to the upside. Nothing to place my money on though. And then oil. Okay, so maybe we're potentially bouncing off the area again. And then gold looks like seeing a pullback. All right, I don't mind if you see that, and that's why you want to get good entries because you never know what will actually happen. Because we could have chased it when we first got the news release. We could have chased it all the way up here, but that would have been we would have been in much deeper drawdown, and then maybe I would have had to put my stop loss up, and like it destroys the trade. But and that's also again why I didn't move my stop loss yet because I need to see some candles closing in my favor. That'll give me the confidence that I'm able to hold it for longer. But we are getting a bounce though. Yeah, it looks like it just wanted to retest that area. That's all right with me. All right, looks like we're not really gonna be able to hit target before the stream's over. I'll watch a little bit after 11 just to see if maybe we get a pop at 11 or maybe it just hits my stop loss at 11. And you get to see me lose money because isn't that always fun? All right, the yens is now moving down. Yens is now moving down. Are we continuing the trend though? Because that means that EJ and stuff will be back to moving higher. So we did retest the EMA. We are retesting the EMA and we are getting some speed. All right. I'm just about done here. We'll watch like 2 or 3 minutes after 11 o'clock just to see what happens. Just to see if I lose money or not. But I mean, in a trade like this, to be honest, it is after a news catalyst. If we get some really, really, really favorable price action, we could be able to hold this. Let's see, we got Canadian dollar news on Friday. So if you know anything about the CAD, Canadian dollar, I think it's very. I forget the exact correlation, but or I forget really why it's correlated, but the Canadian dollar has a very close correlation to oil, and I think it's like when the Canadian dollar goes higher, oil goes higher, and then it goes lower, oil goes lower. But I have to double check that. But there is definitely a relationship with the CAD and oil. But other than that, I don't see any news really affecting oil specifically, other than this crude oil inventories. So so we got previous negative 1.6, forecast negative 1.3, negative 4.5. Actual less than forecast. That's way less. It's good for the currency. Well, how would that affect oil though? I think it's a good position to hold on to. Again, we just need to see price action. All right, so it's 11 o'clock now. What does this 1 hour chart look like? Okay, so it looks like we could spend some time in this area because I see it could potentially pull back too. I see it can pull back. I don't see where specifically it can pull back to, but just on the 1 hour time frame, just based on how it looks and how the last candle printed, I feel like we can come a little bit lower before going higher. I hope not though, to be honest, because yeah, I don't want to move my stop. I can't move it yet. Can't move it yet. So we're risking just above 0.5% on this, and I'm okay with that. And then same thing where ETH, we're seeing about just above 0.5%. But with ETH, since it's a swing trade, I'm looking to make a lot more. So, all right, maybe we're coming higher. Can we just get the straight up breakout? Also, yeah, I titled this video "Big Data Week" because we do have a lot of data. So coming up, today is Wednesday, but tomorrow we actually have Fed Chair Powell speaking right before the market opens. So you know that that's going to have an impact on the market. But not even that. Not only that, we have the GDP quarter over quarter. They're expecting the GDP to remain constant. So if this comes out lower, that's definitely going to have negative implications for the market, as well as unemployment claims. So if unemployment increases, that is generally not a good thing. I guess it depends on the angle that you want to look at it, because the Fed said that with interest rates have being so high, they do expect unemployment numbers to tick higher. So maybe the market already expects that, and maybe we're not going to get much of a reaction if we get a higher number. But yeah, this is all a bunch of news to be watching out for tomorrow, and then on Friday, the very important data for inflation is core PCE, and we have to see how exactly that number is going to come out. And yeah, that's pretty much what we can look forward to for the week, for the rest of the week. I think I'm going to shut it down here. Let's take one last look at the market. So it looks like things are recovering. Looks like things are recovering. I think oil, or not oil, gold took a nice pullback. You see what I was saying earlier about gold? Like, it can pull back, but I don't think it's going to have a significant sell off. And we're kind of getting that now. Like, with how big this wick is, maybe we can just start consolidating here and then go higher. And then my crypto trade, it's gonna give it some time. It's gotta give it some time. Oil is now moving. You love to see it. Love to see it. So let's take a look at that. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. So again, we just gotta get to like 71. I will lower risk, and we'll be on our happy way. So I think that's it for now, guys. Thanks for watching. I'm gonna shut it down, and yeah, happy trading in the markets. Peace.